But kind of on that same topic, when I did that Ask Me Anything the other day, someone commented on it like, hey, can you please stop losing weight? And I was like, my first reaction was like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I'm not losing weight. And so I went into the bathroom, got on the scale to like take a picture to like show that I'm not losing weight. No, I'm losing weight. I'm down like 15 pounds. I was
wow.
Like, yeah.
Dang. Wow.
Hey, Matt, someone asked me, someone said, hey, Matt was, go ahead, Josh.
I would say I've never really, my weight has fluctuated very small. Even when I was at my biggest, which I would say is probably 16, I still was like maybe 175. I weigh like
You've never weighed 200, Josh?
No, I never.
You never got
I
all
don't think,
bloated up?
I've never gotten over 170. Maybe on a scale, I think I've seen 177 at the most. And like right now, I weigh like 168, 170-ish.
Oh shit, Jacob, he's joking. He weighs 176. He's joking, Jacob. He weighs 176. Did you say 160 something? I'll come over there and slap you around.
It's 168, man. Like 160. I got on the scale the other day. It was after boxing though, where I'm like just drenched, and I've definitely probably lost at least 2 pounds of sweat. Maybe not up 2 pounds, but at least like 1.5 pounds probably.
2 pounds isn't a ton.
No, for
like
me,
8 pounds in a gallon. 8.8 pounds in a gallon.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really actually ever done that where I get on the scale before and after and kind of seeing what I lose in.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do it in wrestling, obviously. But I was never like a big like fluctuator, right? Even with sweat. But I do sweat a ton in boxing. Like it's insane. Like I literally have to come home and change because it's like I jumped out of a pool. Or jumped in a pool.
Josh also loses about an ounce a week in cartilage around his knee.
Yeah, that's true too. There's almost none left. So that's
right. So you're gonna bottom out and then you'll be good. You'll stop losing weight.
But my bone spurring in my left elbow is like I think it's actually offsetting that and cartilage going away.
Puts on an ounce.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Good times.
Bone
good
spur.
times,
you
boys.
sound like a farm animal.
Bro,
fucking bone
when I
spur.
got my elbow
horrible.
cleaned out in November of 19, bro, you should have seen the pile of rubble they pulled out of my arm. It was literally like they went to a beach and like filled up a bucket and like of like loose rock. I was like, are you kidding me? That came out of my elbow. Like, where was that?
Dude,
you still have it?
You're like an old truck, just getting the ball joints changed out.
Trying to, bro. Just like, have you ever seen that meme where it's like a broken telephone pole trying to be held up by like duct tape, and it's like my knee?
Yeah,
it's like literally like that's my knee right there. Yeah.
So Matt, when you were training, you were consuming like, was it like 5,000 or 6,000 calories a day?
We actually did the math on it recently. What the fuck was it? I think it was between 700 and 7,500 a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much do you think you're consuming now?
Oh, fraction of
like
that.
Half?
Not even half.
And do you miss eating?
No, I love the feeling of hunger because I just went so long where I was just always full. Like, so when I was training, like peak, like when I was at my heaviest was at like the highest volume intensity, probably like a month out from the games. And my body weight just naturally with that volume and everything usually floated probably right around 198. Sometimes I would touch 201, like right in that area. And then the last couple of weeks before the games, just with the, super high intensity, super low volume, I would clean up my diet or cut certain things out with the intent of trying to shed off a couple pounds, just waste weight. And usually I would compete around 193. I would walk into the games at 193. And then my goal was to try to gain 2 or 3 pounds throughout the games. Like, because you talk to so many people and they're like, dude, I lost 7 pounds over the games week. And it's like, I make it a point to gain weight during games week.
Were you successful at that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The last 5 years. The last 5 years, I gained weight every year throughout the games. But yeah.
So it was a burden. How much you were eating was a burden. You're glad the burden's
sucked.
away.
It fucking sucked. Like at nighttime, it was enjoyable.
Can't even fathom that.
At nighttime, it was enjoyable when I'm like feet up on the couch watching TV and I'm getting to eat like the good food. but like all during the day, it was all just fuel. Yeah. So I would usually walk around just shy.
So hard. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I would usually walk around like mid 190s, and I weighed myself yesterday. I was 183, and I was like, damn. All right. Haven't seen 180 in a while.
You worked out so hard that you basically had to be constantly eating. It would be like it would be like, it's like a car just on a racetrack with a brick on the gas pedal, and it's like, hey, this car's not going to stop. We got to figure out a way to fuel it.
Well, that's why like everything I ate was just like as dense as possible. Like that's why I loved heavy food, because I would have to eat less of it. It was just less chewing, less volume in my stomach.
Like shakes, was that your go-to?
No, I started adding in a lot more shakes after I went to the University of Colorado and got a bunch of like testing done. So he was testing like how many calories I burn when I'm fully active. And what he had told me was, he was like, you burn an unusual amount of calories when you're going full throttle. But he was like, so this is a blessing and a curse. He's like, I'm assuming that like when you're competing, you have an extra gear that you can tap into if you want. And I was like, yep, like that's kind of my MO. And he was like, yep. Like, that doesn't surprise me. But he was like, think about he told me, he was like, think about yourself like a Lamborghini. He's like, when you're on the highway and you want to go, you can fucking go, but your gas mileage is shit. He was like, you need a lot of calories, but that's also why you're able to do what you do. And so that's when I started doing like the concentrated Gatorade, the Snickers bars, all that bullshit, just to get in the calories.
Concentrated Gatorade, what's that?
Like you can buy like the Gatorade mix, like the powder.
Oh, and then just whatever it says, triple down on it.
Yeah, I would mix like a gallon worth of Gatorade mix into like 8 or 12 ounces of water. Like it wouldn't be able to like dissolve, so it's just like you're just drinking sugar. It was fucking gross. The first
I don't like hear any shit from anyone in the comments about that either. You shut the fuck up. Anyone who's gonna say something smart ass to me,
dude. I remember the first time I said that, dude. I'm get tagged left and right of people like on that Fraser diet, or like if Fraser did it. I'm like, no. I'm like, that's after like a 90-minute spin bike class. Like,
yeah,
just
you're not
like,
Matt Fraser. Shut up and go back to what your spin class.
I'm like, don't use this as an excuse. I'm like, I haven't touched a Gatorade. I actually try. I think
you haven't touched a Gatorade since they sponsored you. Drop the sponsorship.
No, I think I'm, for the most part, sugar free, and I'm sure that's a huge reason why I dropped a ton of weight. I stopped eating sugar. I'm sure some of the stuff I eat. Like some condiments or something.
I got a little chubbed up just now. Matt said that. You know that.